A very interesting week on the presidential campaign trail. Some may say that Senator McCain has Senator Obama a bit on the defensive, releasing two ads, if you will. Let's take a look at the first one, comparing him, if you will, to Paris Hilton and some other folks. Let's take a look.
He's the biggest celebrity in the world. But is he ready to lead?
Okay, that's part of one. And let's take a look at one that was released just today along the same line from Senator McCain on his website going after Senator Obama.
It shall be known that in 2008 the world will be blessed. They will call him the One.
A nation healed, a world repaired. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
And he has anointed himself, ready to carry the burden of the One. To quote Barack, I have become a symbol of America returning to our best traditions. He can do no wrong.
Behold his mighty hand.
Okay, now, John Heilemann, you're going to write about this a little bit on Monday in New York Magazine. Yeah. What's going on here?
Well, a lot of things are going on here, but I think, the first thing that's going on here is, for some time now, it has been clear to me, and I felt a little reductionist about this, kind of saying it, but it became clear a little while ago to me that there was no way John McCain could win this election. It's just the combination of the broad political forces out there in the country, the way that the country's 15 points favoring Democrats over Republicans, the fact that McCain's on the wrong side of an unpopular war and can't talk about the economy, is on the wrong side of those issues, is very close to George Bush, a very unpopular president. There was just and he has become a not particularly good campaigner. He's lost a few miles an hour off his fastball as he's gotten older. You look at him and you think, this guy can't win this election by putting forward some kind of positive vision. He's gonna have to go negative, and he's gonna have to go negative hard. And I think that realization that is set in at the McCain campaign, and this is going to be the kind of campaign they're going to run from here on out, because they think the only way for them to get in is to make Obama unacceptable and to get their guy elected more or less by default.
Fred Dicker, before we go to your other colleagues, is Senator McCain succeeding in making this contest a referendum on Senator Obama?
I think so. I mean, I don't understand the criticism of these commercials. I think it shows McCain has a sense of humor. With all his crusty, old-fashioned style, he's a very skilled politician. The numbers in the polls show that for all of Obama's great success on his European and Middle Eastern tour, he's going down, not up in the polls. There was a little notice Siena College poll today that showed Obama at only about 46% here in New York, with 24% of New York voters undecided, which is pretty remarkable in such a heavily Democratic state as this one. So I think he's being underestimated as a skillful politician, John McCain.
Okay, well, we just heard what Fred just had to say. Tom, what do you make of all of this? And Errol, we'll come to you in just one second. You wrote a column today in the Daily News that indicates neither candidate can win when race is the issue. Go right ahead, Tom.
Well, look, race is the understated issue of this campaign, no matter what. It's a question of when it comes out and how it comes out and what manner. And I think that what we saw this week was an attempt both by a foray by John McCain to see exactly how the public would take it. And we saw an attempt by the Barack Obama campaign to try to inoculate themselves a little bit about it. Both of them, to some extent, played the card, and both of them tried to figure out, like, how is this going to play with the public? I mean, this is what makes this race incredibly different. We've never been down this road before. We've never had a black candidate and a white candidate for the highest office in the land. And we know it's going to come back. And the question for McCain is, like, how does this play? It's whether or not it helps him or it hurts him. If he sees that his points start going up as a result of this, then I think, like John's right, you're going to see more of it, because he has not been really good at being the happy warrior, which is what his real positive image is that he puts out. He's been pretty negative so far.
Mr. Louis.
It's been remarkable. If you listen to some of the right-wing talk shows, the radio shows, it's been 24/7 just attacking Obama. I mean, they have so little positive to say about John McCain. And whether that's because they've already given up on him or not, I'm not sure. But it really is remarkable that they've made this only about Obama. That has backfired so many times already. You'd think that they might want to try a different strategy. I mean, that's what they did by daring him to go overseas. He went overseas. It was an incredible success. and John McCain was stumbling around in a supermarket with the applesauce cans falling, while Obama's giving a triumphant speech to 200,000 people. So I'm not sure what they expect to accomplish. They have to try and disqualify him, though. But you know what? That didn't work for Hillary Clinton. I mean, you're not going to do that. I don't think you're going to knock him out. I mean, you can take off a couple of points here, maybe cast some doubts there. The independents who are going to decide this, who we've yet to really hear from, and who are probably not really closely tuned in at this point, I think, I don't think they're going to decide, well, we hate him, and therefore we're going to vote for John McCain. I just don't see it. They have a case to make for John McCain. For some reason, they're not making it.
Well, Tom made an interesting point saying that both candidates went a little bit into the race card area this week. Before we get everyone's take on this, let's listen to what Senator Obama had to say. And after this comment, the McCain folks were up in arms. McCain's campaign manager accusing Senator Obama of playing the race card. Let's listen in.
They're going to try to say that I'm a risky guy. They're going to try to say, well, he's got a funny name. And he doesn't look like all the presidents on the dollar bills and the $5 bills. And so the only way they figure they're going to win this election is if they make you scared of me. So what they're saying is, well, we know we're not very good, but you can't risk electing Obama. He's new, doesn't look like the other presidents on the currency.
John, he doesn't look like the other presidents on the currency.
Yeah.
Now, the Obama folks say, the McCain folks say it's Senator Obama that's playing the race card.
Well, it's clear that the Obama people, it was laughable last night when the Obama people came out and said, no, he wasn't trying to inject race into the campaign. He was saying that he was different from those guys in the dollar bills and the rest of the currency in the sense that he hadn't been around as long and didn't have as long a biography and as long a story.
Jackson.
Right, it was silly, but there's the politics of it, whether doing what Obama is doing makes sense, whether it's good for him to do what he's doing. On the merits, it seems totally justified to me. And I think, more than the celebrity ad, which is the one that most people have focused on, I thought the troops ad was the ad that had the most obvious racial subtext. And here you have this picture of Obama draining that three-pointer in Kuwait. What's the gist of that ad? It's basically saying, here's Barack Obama. He's a blinged up NBA superstar, cares more about the camera than he does about himself. He's Allen Iverson with a Harvard law degree. And I think that's the image. They love him shooting hoops at the McCain campaign. It's great. It turns him into a thug. And I think, if you play it out in your head, the mental exercise, would they have run that footage if he just sunk a hole-in-one on the golf course? I think there's no question that footage would not have been in that ad. And that tells you that they're playing with race on the McCain side, as well as Obama's hitting back on it now on his own.
Fred Dicker from Albany, a reaction to what your colleague John just said?
Well, I thought it was preposterous, frankly. The idea that if you show someone playing basketball and the person happens to be African American, and somehow you're exploiting race, to me is ridiculous. I think what Barack Obama did isn't playing the race card. He was anticipating, obviously, that at some point somebody was going to go after him because of his race. I think Democrats have done that in the past preemptively to fire up black voters. In this case, Barack Obama doesn't have to do that. He's got 99% of the African American vote. I think he made a mistake. To some degree, he sounded like he might have been giving a sermon in Jeremiah Wright's church. I think it's hurt him. And I think it's very unfair to John McCain and to the Republicans to suggest that they just can't wait to play race. I don't think they're doing that. I haven't seen any sign of it. And I think it is hurtful to Barack Obama's campaign. I think it reduces him in stature by preemptively anticipating this the way he did.
But think about it. What a strange argument it is to say that the McCain campaign, in the course of what we all acknowledge as a negative campaign, in which they have absolutely fabricated charges that Obama didn't go and talk to wounded troops in Germany, that they're using sarcasm, that they're using personal attacks, that they're throwing every piece of mud they can pick up. Please, let's be careful. Let's not accuse them of racism. I don't think they get the benefit of that doubt. I think
maybe not from you, but they may from fair-minded people.
But why would an intelligent analyst look at them, knowing that they spent millions of dollars trying to get every sound, every nuance, every angle, just so? and just say, well, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to race, because they wouldn't stoop that low. They would do absolutely everything else, including telling outright lies.
They'd accuse him
The
of treason.
Obama people played the race card, if you want to make that point, against Hillary.